something special, David. Thanks. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They've just got to make the adjustments.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Jackson is out there with Paul George. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Morris in at the 4 spot. And for the Mavericks, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3 spot. Jackson against Doncic. George passes to Morris. Shot clock at 3. Puts up a 3. Porzingis with the rebound. And so it's Porzingis. He'll bring it up for Dallas. Doncic kicks to Finney-Smith. Back to Doncic. Porzingis passes to Richardson. Just 5 on the clock. Doncic, no good. On offense, here are the Clippers. Leonard fires away from outside. Offensive rebound. He can't get that one to fall. And they're on the break. Richardson the pass to Kleber. Drops in the layup for 2. A little over a minute gone here in the first quarter.
And Doris, as if it were destiny, Kleber grew up in the same hometown as Mavs legend Dirk Nowitzki.
And this is a fun and extraordinary story to tell, because in 2017, Kleber texted with Nowitzki before signing with Dallas. But though they come from the same town, they didn't know each other until they became teammates. That's extraordinary.
Now Morris, after Luka Doncic's 3-pointer that didn't go. Leonard with no one around. Off target with his 3.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
Kleber finds Porzingis. Richardson outside. Back to Porzingis. Finney-Smith passes to Porzingis. Leonard with the steal. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And stolen by Richardson. And here's the fast break. Doncic with it. George picks him up. And it's sent back by Leonard.
Well, the length of Kawhi Leonard twice on the pipes with that 7'3" wingspan.
And Morris throws it down.
And great hustle to turn that block shot into a fast break opportunity. Big time play on both ends.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Back to Doncic. Passes it to Porzingis. Dallas moving the ball around, and that one is good.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
Now here's Jackson. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Leonard dishes to George. Charity stripe shot. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Doncic passes to Finney-Smith. And he gets the whistle for the 3-second call. No doubt, Greg, you are known being a gritty, in-your-face defender. And when you think of the most hard-nosed point guards in the NBA today, who comes to mind?
For me, I think Chris Paul. I go first because this guy, one, he's a phenomenal two-way player. He'll do whatever it takes to win, even if that means pushing the envelope a little bit. Pat Beverly is another guy, just a flat-out bulldog. Marcus Smart, I think, falls into that category. Again, it's not always about being the most talented, but if you bring an edge about you, that really permeates throughout your team. So those are some guys. Drew Holiday is another guy I'd throw into that mix as well.
Yeah, they all lock in. You're right. George with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet.
Well, we know Kawhi will always attract lots of defensive attention, which puts him in a position to find his teammates. Pretty pass.
Doncic outside. Kicks it to Hardaway. The putback, and Doncic is right there.
Yeah, and that's a pure hustle play, getting to the offensive glass for the tip-in.
And that's the kind of quality you see in any strong offensive rebounder, isn't it? Now, here is George. And Cousins throws it down hard.
Are you kidding me? DeMarcus Cousins, my goodness, go ahead.
Rondo against Doncic. Clock at 6.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And it's Leonard. That time on the assist by Morris.
You've got to keep the defense on their heels, and Kawhi consistently able to make pull-up jump shots.
No one near Doncic as he lets it fly. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Clip.
Venom.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Clippers, guys.
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And we know this. Every team in the league now seems to be looking to play with pace.
Richardson is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Dwight Powell, and there's Porzingis, and it's Hardaway in at the small forward. So that's who Dallas starts the second with.
And a five-star recruit coming out of high school. Powell had an excellent college career, yet he fell to the second round of the draft. Didn't even hear his name called as he was selected during a commercial break.
Kennard for 3, and that one is off. Good work defensively by Richardson. Here's Porzingis, and the rejection by Cousins.
7'6" wingspan in the house, and he says, get it out of here.
Here's the 3. The Mavericks pull it in. And G.A., even when he did arrive to the NBA, it took Powell a while to latch on.
You know, traded a couple times in his first year. He was assigned and recalled 10 times in about a month with Boston's D-League affiliate. Finally found a home in Dallas. Everything turned around from that point forward.
Here's Cousins. Tim Hardaway making his last shot. And there it is for him.
Deep low post position. If DeMarcus Cousins has it, turn the lights out.
And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. Brunson the pass to Powell. The pass to Hardaway. Los Angeles has gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Pass to Kennard. Over Hardaway. Back to Kennard. Fires the 3. Powell pulls it in. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Richardson attacking. Takes a shot at the elbow, and he hits the jump shot. Hardaway has got the lead up to 2 now for the Mavs. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Batum finds Kennard. Right wing. Beverly the pass to Kennard. Over Richardson. Here's Mann. Good D by Hardaway. For Dallas, they've gone 3 of their first 5 shots to drop here in the second quarter. Brunson scanning the floor. Pass to Porzingis. Shoots over Cousins. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. The Mavericks have their young star tandem in Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis. KP said, we can be a pretty deadly duo. It's only going to be a matter of time. Once we get that 2-man game going, it's going to be hard to stop. Guys, it's already hard to stop. Back to you.
Team on the rise, David. Thank you so much. Now here's Porzingis. Kicks it out to Richardson. Front side. That shot off. And it's the Clippers taking it the other way. Kennard on the wing. No points in the game yet for him. And the foul on Josh Richardson. That is his first foul of the game. And Dallas going with a whole new group out there. George up top. Burke covering. From 8. The putback. It's rebounded by Dallas. Pass break, Dallas. Cauley Stein kicks to Finney-Smith. A three-pointer off the mark. Clippers trail by 4. Leonard the pass to Jackson. Now the dish to Morris. Back to Jackson. Trying to end the drought. That one's no good. 0 of 1 to begin the game. The Mavericks have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Got a piece of it. Stolen by Jackson. Oh, and here we go. Jackson, nobody back. And the dunk by Jackson.
It's easy to forget about Jackson's bunnies, but he's more than happy to remind you.
Burke dishes to Doncic. Marjanovic down low. He's against Morris. Marjanovic finds Doncic. Up again. The putback is no good. Can't hit that one. And that'll do it for the first half. Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for this.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period... Thanks for joining.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. One of the stories here, Cousins getting it done.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
Third quarter action getting rolling right now, brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. Taking a look at Los Angeles. They've got Ivica Zubac. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point.
And Doncic was part of a draft day trade that so far seems to have worked out pretty well for both teams.
That's exactly right. Doncic, Greg, was selected by Atlanta with the 3rd pick. He was then quickly shipped to Dallas for the 5th overall pick, which turned into Trae Young, plus a future pick. Neither of these young men wasted any time putting their stamp on the NBA. I do think their futures will always be discussed in connection with the other.
Passes it to Kleba. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Finney-Smith tips it. Great positioning on the putback. Kleba's got 6.
Well, not sure who was responsible for the block out, but this guy got in there and dug out his points.
George passes to Jackson. And George, here we go. Here's Morris. Morris, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Well, at a healthy 235, Marcus Morris is pretty good at throwing his weight around, especially on the glass.
Doncic passes to Porzingis. Jackson against Doncic. Inside, here's Kleba. The shot, no good. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Morris dishes to Leonard. For the tie, it's rebounded by Doncic.
Well, if the defense gives him that shot next time, they could get burned. I think he's just a little bit out of rhythm.
And finished off by Leonard.
Kawhi Leonard makes dunks look easy. That ball looks like a grapefruit in his hands.
Doncic looking it over. And the dunk by Doncic.
Big hops.
from the backcourt.
Oh, absolutely. And maybe just what they need to get this game, GA, going in their direction.
Boy, as tight as this one is, that's a statement play saying, hey, listen, we're not here to back down from you guys.
That one good for 2. George has got it all tied up now for Los Angeles. You know, when you look at the balance of power between players and teams, Greg, does it feel like the players now have more say, more control than they used to?
No doubt. We're seeing more players demand trades, sign shorter contracts with opt-outs. And the irony of that is, in my era, our best players were fearful for the length of their contracts or the life expectancy of their careers, believe it or not. And these guys today, they understand their value. They know what they bring to the table, and they are utilizing that to the max.
And is that good, Greg, for the game?
I think so. I do think most guys want to win, and they understand that their legacies are going to be defined about whether or not they do.
Jackson finds Zubac. And here's George for 3. A three-pointer is right on target. George has got 5 points now this quarter.
Puts one in the eye of the defense. First triple of the evening.
And here is Doncic. He has 6. Here's Kleba. Banked in off the glass. Kleba's got 8 points.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Outside Leonard. George against Richardson. And here's Morris for 3. That's good, and it's Leonard with the assist. Morris has got the lead up to 2 now for Los Angeles. 35 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
I'll tell you this, Luka Doncic will never turn down an opportunity to finish at the rim. He's elite and loves those opportunities.
Right side George, and stolen by Richardson. Jackson against Doncic. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. He's got 10.
You've got to have a short memory. Put a poor first half in your rear view and now make an impact.
Morris finds Leonard. He got it up, and we just finished the third quarter, and we've got a tight ball game here. Mavericks. How about a look at today's State Farm assist of the game?
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
He's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And it's been a very competitive game so far as we get rolling here in quarter number 4. They've got Trey Burke. He's out there with Jalen Brunson. Dwight Powell is out there with Hardaway. And it's Melly in at the power forward. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. The Mavericks leading. Hardaway passes to Powell. Brunson against Beverly. Out to Hardaway. Here's Melly. And that one, good. And the Mavericks lead by 4.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
Takes a 3. Kennard's shot is off. Dallas shooting pretty good tonight at 48%. Burke, the pass to Powell. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. And it's a 6-point Maverick lead.
How about the skills of Dwight Powell down low? Hard for the defense to match up with his length.
We've played just over 1 minute here in the fourth quarter. Here's Kennard. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Dallas. Marjanovic comes in for Nicolo Melli. And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And guys, that's about as good a defensive play as you'll see. Instant reaction to get a hand to the shot.
Now here's Batum. Here's Mann. Outside for Batum. Over Hardaway. Los Angeles with another miss.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
He feeds it to Cauley-Stein. Dallas moving it around. And the basket is good. Cauley-Stein's got his first points of the game.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
Mann passes to Batum. To the left side wing. Shoots it, and the foul called on DeMarcus Cousins. That is his first foul of the game.
No hesitation in the catch-and-shoot situation. Patrick Beverley ready to shine.
A platoon swap here for the Clippers. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Burke looking over the floor. And they call the fouls. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the officials.
And this is the time now where the officials can review in closer detail what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Greg, indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replays, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
Porzingis is checked in for the Mavericks. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for the Clippers. Rondo comes in for Jackson. Okay, well, let's check in with David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sideline.
Kevin, during the last break, I heard Tyronn Lue talking with his team. He got on his guys about allowing too many paint points. He said, hey, we've got to be scrappier. We've got to be quicker to help, quicker to collapse the lane. You guys know what to do. Now you got to give me the effort. I want to see some nasty. Kevin?
Boy, a wide open shot from his favorite spot. That is one he'd like to have back.
Here's George. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Now, you have got to give Paul George so much respect. He's just amazing at drawing contact when he's shooting.
And both free throws good for Paul George. Well, if you're just tuning in, welcome. We've got about 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. There's the pass to Burke. Outside, Porzingis. Pass to Cauley-Stein. Now Porzingis. Shot clock at 5. Cauley-Stein with it. George picks him up. And here's Doncic from the arc. It's hauled in by Los Angeles. Leonard's got 5 rebounds tonight. And George kicks to Rondo. Porzingis with the steal. Dallas leading by 7. And 1:01 left in the fourth quarter. George against Doncic. And there's the feed to Cauley-Stein. Good work there as it goes. Cauley-Stein's got the lead up to 9 now for the Mavs.
What a pass by Luka Doncic. He's got tremendous size, and obviously they want the ball in his hands.
Now here's Leonard. We've got 33 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Over to the wing. Doncic against George. The tray. And that's good. Luka Doncic for 3.
Finishing strong. This is how you want to close things out.
No question. They've gotten hot at exactly the right time. Clutch play on a team level.
Here's Rondo. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Luka Doncic.
And you got to be careful guarding Rondo. Really good at just toying with defenders with that pump fake.
Here's Brunson. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's...
2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
And coming to you today from... And David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks very much.
Portland is indeed one of the great cities in the NBA. David, thank you. So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleba is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Luka Doncic out there with Richardson. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And for the Trailblazers, the high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Enes Kanter is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Powell in at the 3 spot. Now, here's Richardson. Pass to Kleba. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Powell. It's rebounded by Dallas.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Kleba. Tonight, Greg, 2 teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt.
Yeah.
And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the floor.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Now, Doncic, after the missed 3 from Damian Lillard, really left alone that time. Doncic has got the opening basket of the game for Dallas.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
And it's McCollum off the drive. Kanter finds McCollum. Again, the miss by the Trailblazers. Here's Porzingis, the fast break chance. Richardson outside. And there's the pass to Kleba, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Oh, yeah, high IQ basketball from Richardson. Values the easy assist over a risky shot.
And, Greg, Josh Richardson's a terrific ball handler out on the wing who can create for others.
Richardson gets a lot of assists per game at that wing position, not just looking to finish plays, but also to create for others. Very well-rounded threat on the offensive end, and that gives this team another dimension in terms of playmaking.
With the tip, Kleba with the rebound. Mavericks have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Doncic outside. Passes to Porzingis. Shoots from the baseline. They get it again. Doncic trying to get open. Kleber, no good.
Seems like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Here's Doncic. No good. Now Portland takes it the other way, and they're moving it up. Powell, the pass to Covington, takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely.
And it's clear Covington isn't bashful. He welcomes any opportunity he gets to score inside.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. Doncic right side to the paint. Here's Porzingis. It's good.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
1:49 left in the first. Doncic against Lillard. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Dallas. Porzingis has got his fourth rebound with that last one here tonight.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
Well, he's an underrated playmaker. I mean, I think Richardson's team-first approach is huge for the rest of his squad.
Lillard against Doncic. And it's Lillard missing.
And the stroke definitely lacking confidence this quarter. Nothing on target.
Count the basket.
And certainly not lacking in confidence. When Doncic gets these inside looks, he just jumps all over.
Lillard left side. Here's Cantor. Lets it go from deep. The putback, and they have their chances. 2 offensive rebounds, but they still come up empty. Richardson the pass to Doncic. Three-pointer. And it's rebounded by Covington. And so it's Covington who brings up the ball for Portland. 8-point game.
I mean, look, he's evolved as a passer over the course of his career. Get to the right spot, McCollum will find you.
The shot and game clock separated by 4. Here's Doncic. The teardrop falls in. Doncic has got 6 points.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Here's Cantor. Now on the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And terrific floor awareness. I mean, it's obvious Covington has a great feel for when his teammates are wide open.
On the wing, Doncic. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Mavericks lead by 6. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. Greg, we know many guys in the NBA have range, but
I'm training summer.
The team seems to support, Greg, that philosophy 100%.
The game has changed. Some guys would rather take a few steps back to get a cleaner look. Lillard being one of them.
And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far, halfway through the first half in this one. And what do you think, guys, about Dallas here in this one?
You got to credit their defense, communicating, rotating, making plays on the ball.
No question. It's been stifling thus far, preventing that offense from establishing any kind of rhythm.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, J.J. Redick is out there with Jalen Brunson. Then there's Tim Hardaway Jr. Then it's Willie Cauley-Stein, and it's Powell in at the 4-man position. From 15 feet away, the shot by Powell, no good. Trailblazers trail by 4. Shots good by Anthony.
Realizing when the defenders have overcommitted, like how Nurkic looks to hit the open man.
Brunson finds Redick. We've played just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. Now here's Brunson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. The 19-foot shot. No good on the shot. A bit long that time. The Trailblazers have gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. Simons surveying the D. Back to Nurkic. And Willie Cauley-Stein gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. And the Trailblazers making a change here. McCollum's checked in. And Dallas with a change here, too. Trey Burke's checked in for J.J. Redick. So they take the lead. McCollum's got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers.
Well, and sometimes you just got to assume every three McCollum is going to take is going to go in.
Pass to Cauley-Stein. Back to Brunson. Hangs in the air. And the layup's good off the glass. And the Mavericks lead by 1.
And those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten here in the first half.
Pass to Simons. Back to McCollum. Now the pass to Simons. And Jones has it in the corner. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. For Dallas, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Cauley-Stein finds Brunson. Hardaway passes to Powell, and it's good for 2. And it's a 3-point Dallas lead. Greg, you and I have talked about how the NBA Finals used to be tape delayed. What's the value of fans getting to see the broadcast live now as opposed to tape delayed as it was back in the 70s?
Isn't that weird to even think that that's the case?
I know it.
You know, I think, Kev, that the fans, they just feel more connected to their favorite teams and players. It creates more anxiety, right? Because nowadays there's nothing that can happen that you don't know about it, whether you see it or not. So live sports, especially the NBA Finals, the anticipation, that anxiety that we talked about, man, I'm still a fan to this day in a different way. So I can only imagine when you have a personal vested interest in a team, what that's got to feel like.
Edge of your seat, you're right.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
Harry Giles is checked in for C.J. McCollum. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis is checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Luka Doncic, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Richardson in for Jalen Brunson. Now here's Porzingis. Down low, fires at the elbow. And it's off the back rim, no good.
Now look, even if he had other places to go with the ball, that's a good shot. You can't blame him for letting that one fly.
You gotta love his hustle, leaving the defense no time to react.
Man, how about them not settling? I mean, instead of being lazy with the shot selection, they go right to the rim.
Here's Porzingis. There's 47 seconds left to play here in the half. Well, coming into the league with immense potential, Porzingis has already fulfilled much of it, already an all-star. But you know, Greg, there are still areas he's working on.
Yeah, he's definitely getting stronger and more physical. You'd like to see him make the next pass a little more often when a teammate has a better shot. But if he can just stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit on what he can accomplish.
J.J. Redick's checked in for Burke. Here's Simons. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
Yeah, after a first quarter where they struggled from long range, they've really started to get it closer to the basket.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic checked in for Maxi Kleber. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for J.J. Redick.
And didn't have a single free throw in that first quarter, but he started to play with a little bit more of an edge to his game here in the second.
Now, here's Doncic. He's got 6, 7-second difference, shot and game clock. And that one's good, Marjanovic.
Well, and in terms of size, that's a mismatch he'll exploit every time, especially inside.
Here's Simons, guarded by Doncic. Anthony kicks to Jones. Pass to Anthony. Here's Simons. From deep. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a... Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. And no doubt that C.J. McCollum's a great player all the time. But Shaq, he has that DNA where he turns it. Thanks for joining.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. Portland leading our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the floor for Portland. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Lillard misses.
Oh, that's one of the few times they'll get away with leaving him that wide open.
And Enes Kanter picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Doncic passes to Richardson. Porzingis high post. He's against Cantor.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, that's the kind of shot you're trying to work for at the offensive end.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
About 1 minute played here in the second half. And here's Doncic from the arc. And it's Portland with the rebound. Cantor's got his 5th rebound in this one. Powell, no one around him, gets it to go from beyond the arc. Powell's got the lead up to 7 now for Portland.
He'll do some damage if they give him that shot. Don't give him a clean look. Get out there on him.
And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 8 points.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Now here's Lillard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Shot on the wing. And it's out of bounds to Portland. They'll retain possession. Dwight Powell's checked in for the Mavericks. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Tries a 3 off the inbound, and Damian Lillard with the bucket on the assist by Cannon.
And that's back-to-back threes. The D just seems to be slacking off a little bit.
Doncic kicks to Kleber. Richardson the pass to Doncic. Shoots over Lillard. That doesn't go either for Doncic.
Credit the D for not giving up on that play. He's a tough cover down low.
And he can extend the lead to double digits.
He's got to be disappointed with his performance, but it'll be easier to swallow if they keep the lead.
Out to Hardaway. Here's Kleber. Good, and the assist goes to Hardaway. He's got 6.
They didn't have much of a problem getting the ball into the post that time.
Portland leading by 6. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Lillard attacking, makes it off the glass.
You can't give any lane to the basket. Once Lillard sees it, he jumps all over it.
Lillard against Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
That should give him a nice little jolt.
Yeah, it has to. They need a jolt, GA.
Hey, guys, you think he was sending a message on that one? He doesn't like losing.
And it was interesting how the Dallas franchise sold its fans on Doncic. Ownership told them, think of a 6'7" Steve Nash. Isn't quite the shooter Steve was, but is only a teenager. Great vision. Boy, he can really pass it, and it turns out Doncic is all of that and more.
He's getting hotter the deeper we get into this game. I mean, he didn't give him much of anything in the first half.
Back to Doncic. Excellent D from Cantor.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
McCollum finds Cantor. Fader on the way, and it goes down 2 points. And now a 10-point Portland lead. And even Nash himself called Doncic a dream prospect.
Yeah, he said Luka was big and mobile enough in the modern game, can guard multiple positions, has a skill set, a winning mentality, and those leadership qualities. Steve Nash sounding like a future GM.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. The Mavericks also with a sub. Marjanovic is checked in. Here's Simons, guarded by Doncic. Giles in the corner. And the three off target. Mavericks trail by 10. And it's Doncic missing.
Still plenty of time for him to contribute in this game, but it's a tough stretch he's going through.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Here's Simons. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Simons has got 10 points.
And perimeter scoring, I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
Well, it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything else work.
Kicks it to Carmelo. Jones, no one around him. Kept alive.
Oh, a nice tip in to salvage the points from that missed shot.
And those second chance points can add up. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers. Their lead at 15 going into the break. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. Right back after this break. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
And how about the big fella here showing us he's got some point guard skill here with the tremendous setup.
This is where the NBA's headed. I mean, multi-dimensional big men. That was just a beautiful pass.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. On the floor for Dallas, we've got Jalen Brunson. Porzingis is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then there's Burke, and it's Redick in at the three. Fires from deep. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. The three. The Mavericks rebound. Burke. Outside, Porzingis. Redick for three. And it's Portland with the rebound.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Jones from outside. The shot, no good. Mavericks trail by 13. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Burke. Off target from outside. Portland's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Powell for three. Out to Anthony. Will not go. This is off the front iron. The Mavericks have gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Burke finds Redick. Back to Burke to the middle. Here's Porzingis. It's good. The assist that time from Burke. Greg, one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold, and anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having. 4
on the clock. Simons, the pass to Carmelo, and the rejection by Cauley-Stein. Lillard's checked in for the Trailblazers. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for the Mavericks. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile one block we just saw on replay.
And he's all over that shot, has it read the whole way and gets the position he needs to make a play.
Outside, Porzingis. Outside, Redick. From outside, off the mark. Trailblazers leading by 11. Powell kicks to Jones. Portland again missing. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Here in the fourth quarter, their defense has been very strong, allowing no baskets. Redick with the bucket.
This isn't surprising. Redick's range extends out way beyond the perimeter. I mean, he's this dialed in.
Lillard with it, out guarded by Porzingis, but he recovers it on the wing. Jones looking for Anthony and gets it there. Lillard outside, trying to get something going. Nurkic. Lillard outside. Powell for three. Sinks the three-pointer.
I like to see this Lillard patient reading the D. He finds the open man.
Here's Brunson. This one for three. That one's in there. The Trailblazer lead is cut back down to 8. Those were necessary points from J.J. Redick.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Talk about great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
Trailblazers leading by 11. From deep three-point range. And it's Lillard again missing. For Dallas, they've gone 4 of 10 here in the final period. Not the time to go cold.
And we'll just watch the clock wind down, guys, in what will turn out to be a win here for Portland.
And as we watch the game wind down, you have to look back at all the second chance points these guys generated.
Yeah, they clearly won the second chance points category. Possession after possession, we watched them go after the ball and make misses turn into makes.
Hey, you know, guys, what a nice performance it was for Damian Lillard.
I mean, he had a plan for how to attack the D. He executed and never let up. Relentless offensive basketball.
Redick from deep three-point land, and Jones pulls it down.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Too open that time, made it look too easy. And the Trailblazers lead by 14.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And you know they are, sure. I mean, come on, the finish line is in sight. All they have to do is play it smart.
Here's Redick. There's the triple. The offensive rebound. Marjanovic passes to Redick. Here's Finney-Smith. Dallas again missing. From deep. Can't get it to fall. And so Portland takes this one, but by a big margin. All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll do it, folks. Both teams tonight dealing with some injury. Here's a look at who's out for the evening.
Here we go. And with both teams at less than full strength, we'll have to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Let's take a look at our starters for Portland. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the center filling out the middle. And for the Clippers, we've got Marcus Morris. Paul George is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac, and it's Batum in at the power forward position. So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Morris, no good. Here's McCollum. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. McCollum's got his second basket of the game. In the backcourt matchup tonight, Brent, definitely high-powered at the point guard position in particular. Much more scoring expected than in decades past.
Well, I think guys have the green light, Kevin, to fire away at the first available opportunity. The offense isn't taught the same way with orchestrators at the point guard position. Now guys are looking to be overly aggressive with their scoring prowess and to try to make plays sometimes feels secondary.
Now Lillard, following the miss by Marcus Morris from deep. Lillard dishes to Cantor, and he converts the layup.
Well, this is the area where Cantor can really unleash his offensive arsenal. Difficult guy to defend inside.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And it's George missing.
They are 0 for the game thus far. 0 of 4 here, still looking for their first make.
Second chance shot. Covington kicks to Cantor. Here's Powell. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
George finds Batum. George up top. Covered by Lillard. Out to the right wing. And here's Leonard from three. And again, it's the Clippers missing.
And the great shooters know when they've got enough opening to go for the three. I didn't think it was a bad choice on that possession.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's George, following the score by Damian Lillard. Passes to Zubats. Outside, George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for two. Robert Covington picks one up.
Well, height and length at that position for Paul George, that's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
So, for the Clippers, DeMarcus Cousins. He's checked in for Zubats. Luke Kennard comes in for Nicholas Batum. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Marcus Morris. Nurkic checked in for Portland. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Now here's McCollum. Anthony kicks to Nurkic. Shot clock at 6. Stolen. And now the Clippers on the break. Leonard with the ball. And the shot is good.
Just a lightning bolt there in transition. No one can match up with Kawhi, especially at his position. That time they pay the price.
Here's McCollum. To the inside. Here's Anthony. Portland moving the ball around. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, appreciate the work right now on the defensive end.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Kawhi Leonard. Patrick Beverly comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Rajon Rondo. Jackson passes to Kennard. Back to Jackson. It's stolen by Jones. Pass to Simons. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Picked away. And again, Portland running the court in transition. And it's slammed in by Jones.
Really seizing the momentum of this game, but doing it with a methodical approach.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot.
And Batum brings length and a versatile game to his spot on the wing, and his defense always a big asset for this team. He's the kind of player that everybody needs to have out there, kind of a glue guy. And that's another area where he is just a superb player, excellent at the free throw line.
Now here's Anthony. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Pass to Simons. Offline with his three. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 10-point game. Jackson, that's good.
Well, this is where Cousins' size helps him to have a passing window to find open teammates.
The pass to Carmelo. Here's Simons. Inside. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
This is as good as it gets for a first quarter in terms of shooting the basketball.
Here's Jackson. In the corner, Kennard with it. His three-pointers off the mark. And now here comes Jones leading the break. The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. Trailblazers out in front. Damian Lillard told us before the game, when asked how...
Humble beginnings. You know, I'm from...
Well, some of the best stories in our league are about guys who struggled to get to where they are today.
And I really hope the young guys out there are listening to this. You don't have to be a five-star prospect to achieve your dreams.
And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, their effort on the defensive end has set the tone for this game.
Defense has been infectious here as everybody stepping up aggressively on that end.
Kennard is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then it's Patrick Beverly. Then there's Jackson, and it's Cousins in at center. They're the group out there for the Clippers starting the second quarter. To the inside, Jones, and he makes good on the layup. Jones has got his second bucket.
They are just killing them on the interior.
And George kicks to Kennard. That shot, no good. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. And a deep three from Lillard. And out of bounds as Los Angeles gains possession for the Trailblazers. Powell, he's checked in for Jones. And McCollum subbed in for Anfernee Simons. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. A nice shot by George.
Well, Paul George concentrating through the contact and making sure he had a shooting window open.
Passes it to Powell. The shot by Lillard, wide open. They grab their own miss. Pass to McCollum from outside the arc. Does not score with that shot. It's his second miss against two made shots. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, good evening. The Clippers were picked by many to win the title last year. Now, they didn't get it done, but Kawhi Leonard is not concerned. He said, "We've just got to keep getting better, keep fighting. It's about the right team peaking at the right time." Guys are hoping this season their talent and their fight will win out. Back to you.
We will see. Good stuff, D.A. Thanks. Lillard, the pass to Powell. Oh, and that one had the right spin on it, and it is good. And the Trailblazers lead by 13. And here's George. He has 6. The shot. Keeps it alive. Cousins dishes to Patterson. George against Covington. And Patterson kicks to Cousins. Misses the 3. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Zubac is checked in for Cousins. Marcus Morris comes in for Luke Kennard. And Kawhi Leonard comes in for Patrick Beverley. Clippers trail by 13. Here's Leonard. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
It looks like an orange in his hand, and Kawhi tenacious to the rim with that finish.
Lillard scanning the floor. Down low. Here's Covington. Kicks it out to Lillard. Lets it go with a 3. Here's Cantor. Powell finds Lillard. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
He's not very hard to defend right now. This is when the defense might step back and let him try to find his range.
Jackson, he's checked in for Paul George. Yusuf Nurkic, he's checked in for Portland. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Leonard, the pass to Jackson. Back to Leonard. Clippers moving the ball around. Nurkic with the block.
Nurkic big and blocking.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Buries it from three-point range. McCollum's got 7 points in the game.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
Yeah, he's the guy that you want to go to right now, trying to put this one away.
Here's Leonard. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And the defender was slow reacting, didn't fully account for Kawhi's quickness. Slow played him and gets to the free throw line.
And the Clippers making a change here. Batum's checked in. And Portland with a change here too. Simons, he's checked in for Lillard. Simons surveying the D. McCollum kicks to Powell. Baseline J on the way. Good as the jump shot falls. McCollum's got 5 points now this quarter.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Batum passes to Zubac. Trying to find Batum. He's got it now. And they pick up 2.
That's a defensive breakdown. You can't let him get that deep.
Yeah, how do you let him get a lounge chair down there and be comfortable in the paint like that?
Here's Simons. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Reggie Jackson. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throws of this game.
And when you look at their numbers from a season ago, 80% as a unit, that's something you'll be happy with.
Giles checked in for the Trailblazers. Derek Jones comes in for C.J. McCollum. Jackson kicks to Batum. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. He has 7.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Jones dishes to Nurkic. Back to Jones. And so it's Portland holding on to an 11. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter under.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, Portland was looking great right away. A smoldering performance for them early. That's all for now.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. C.J. McCollum really making a difference here.
Really impressed with the shot selection through the first half, just taking what he can get from the defense.
Yeah, I'm thinking back to the first half and wondering, did he take a low percentage shot? Everything efficient.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Enes Kanter, and it's Powell in at the 3 slot. Kicks it out to Leonard. No good with the triple.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Clippers trail by 13.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
To the middle, here's Batum. Lays it up and banks it in. Batum's got 9 points.
Well, this is the next step in evolution for Kawhi, showing great signs of improved playmaking.
And last season, Marcus Morris is named one of the hottest on the trade market.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in Marcus Morris's offseason. A year ago, a lot of contenders looking to add him to the roster. Handshake deal with the Spurs, switched to the Knicks, and then eventually traded to the Clippers. So grab your musical chair and try to find a seat.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Mann's checked in, and it's Patrick Beverley in for Kawhi Leonard. So the wing on the left. Here's Mann. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. And the basket by McCollum.
You give CJ that kind of shot, and he's going to knock it down. He'll exploit the defense all night long.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Beverley, the pass to Rondo. Mann gets the bucket. Mann's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face. Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. Nurkic hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And the Trailblazers lead by 15. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. And Cousins kicks to Beverley. And there's a whistle. That goes on Harry Giles. That is his first foul of the game. Patterson, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Looking at current NBA players, Greg, leaving aside the real star players, who would you love to have played with from this era?
Man, there's so many guys that, you know, and I hate to call them role players because they bring so much more to the table, but in reality they got to fill some roles, right? And you know, John Collins is a guy who's got great potential, a tremendous finisher around the rim. How about Robert Covington, a smooth shooter who defends his tail off? Davis Bertans, a deadly floor spacer who can put the ball down and create and make plays. So there's so many guys like that in the league that make a difference in determining whether your team can win or lose.
Boy, those are 3 names I don't know that I would have mentioned, so I'm glad you did. That's good, and it's Jackson with the assist that time. Kennard's got 5 points now in the quarter. And there's a minute 45 left in the third. Pass to Giles. Back to Jones. 6 on the shot clock. Nurkic, the pass to Anthony. Baseline try, and good. Got the English that time as it falls. Anthony's got his first points in this one. Clippers trail by 12. Jackson kicks to Kennard. Back to Jackson. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Patterson finds Jackson. Now here's Cousins. Beverly for 3. And the rebound by Nurkic. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Morris is checked in for Cousins. Kawhi Leonard comes in for Patrick Patterson. And George is subbed in for Patrick Beverly.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
At the elbow, it's Jackson. Morris outside. There's the pass to Leonard. The putback. He hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
To the paint. Nurkic, the pass to Anthony. Here's Simons. Now here's McCollum. 11 points in the game. Bucket is good. McCollum's got 13 points.
Well, C.J. McCollum can score in a lot of ways. Coming off of screens, playing with the ball, spot-up three-point shooting. Just a variety of ways to produce.
Leonard kicks to Jackson. Had a chance there to cut it to single digits, but it's off target. And so it's Portland up by a dozen here at the end of the quarter. And let's take this chance now to show you the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Well, a great job with the eyes. And what separates great playmakers, as we know, is peripheral vision.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Paul George is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Marcus Morris. Then there's Batum. And it's Zubac in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. That's who's out there for the Clippers. And now here's George, the fast break opportunity. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
Lillard against George. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Off target from three-point range.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
Passes it to Leonard. Back to Morris. Outside, George. A three-pointer, no good. Trailblazers leading by 8. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's McCollum. To the wing right side. Nurkic finds Jones. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
Now there's another way Lillard can beat you off the ball. Great timing on the catch and shoot.
George against McCollum. And here's Leonard from 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers. And so they foul intentionally. And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. DeMarcus Cousins, he's checked in for Zubac. Luke Kennard comes in for Marcus Morris. Patrick Beverly, he's checked in for Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Paul George. The Trailblazers also changing it up. Cantor, he's checked in for Nurkic. Robert Covington comes in for Anthony. And Norman Powell subbed in for Jones. Jackson with it. Over in the corner, Beverly. Back to Jackson. And there's the defensive 3-second call. If you go step in a time machine, what would you like and dislike about playing in this area at this time?
Well, no doubt about the tempo and the spacing. I think that more than anything allows for the true skill and artistry of the game to be on display. I probably wouldn't want to get switched onto Embiid down low. I would probably dislike that and let it be known vociferously.
But I always pictured you as being fearless, like you would never turn down that kind of challenge.
I wouldn't turn it down publicly.
And they'll keep possession. Kicks it out to McCollum. Stolen by Jackson. Beverly with the ball. Now defended by McCollum. And that one's good. Beverly.
Beverly has strength to go along with a tremendous amount of quickness. And a nice job on the break that time.
Here's McCollum. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And now we've got the intentional foul. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. Leonard finds Morris. Back to Leonard. Batum scanning the floor. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shoots from 14. But they'll get another chance. A 3 from Morris. George passes to Batum from downtown. And it's Leonard missing.
Yeah, not a fan of that one, guys. If he wants to help his team cut into this deficit, he should not be attempting those kind of shots.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed? He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
Trailblazers leading by 9. For 3. Cantor. The rebound by Paul George. George has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Pulls up on the wing. That one off the back iron and out.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
No, I haven't seen him in comfortable spots, or at least spots we've seen in this offensive set that are allowing him to settle in.
Now Lillard. From deep three-point range, it's rebounded by Leonard.
And that's one way to end up in the highlights.
Yeah, well, the bloopers, right?
Nobody near George. Hits the jumper in space.
Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
40 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one.
You know what? Tried to step in and cut him off, but just didn't get there quick enough.
Gets the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead.
Well, you got quicks, you got instincts, and you got aggression. Damian Lillard capable of taking over just about any time he wants.
Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles, DeMarcus Cousins comes in for Nicholas Batum. And it's Luke Kennard in for Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard missing.
Well, he wants to shoot his way out of this cold spell, but the struggles continue.
Yeah, he's got to move on, forget about this sequence here, and try to find a way to get on the board.
Portland moving the ball around. Lillard, the pass to Cantor. Portland needs to get off a shot. They get it back. And so it's Portland winning this one. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, GM. And they'll have some minutes to make up for with an injury in their roster.
They're missing a quality player. Injuries a big part of the game. They just got to make the adjustments.
So let's take a look at the starters for the Dallas Mavericks. Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the small forward position. And for the Clippers, they've got Ivica Zubac. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Paul George, and it's Jackson in at the point. Deep benches tonight, Greg, on both sides. This seems to be a growing trend.
You know, teams are digging deeper than ever before, even getting into the two-way contracts that give you depth past your top 15 guys. One, you're trying to protect the investment in your big-ticket items, your franchise-caliber players, but you got to keep an eye on the future in terms of player development. That's another area where the league has really changed when you look at the makeup of these rosters.
Okay. And the dunk by Porzingis.
You know, guys, this is the danger Porzingis poses in the open floor. He's excellent at getting to his spots.
Zubac kicks to Jackson. The pass to George. From deep. The Mavericks pull it in. It's Richardson on the wing, and he gets it to go.
Well, you know, guys, the combination of strength and height for Porzingis allowing him to take on physical defense much better.
Outside Jackson. Back to George. Pass to Zubac. Outside Leonard. Rocket 6. Pulls it from the elbow. Porzingis with the rebound.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively. And known as a tremendous shooter for his size, Porzingis wasn't quite as accurate last season, which surprised some people.
Yeah, and you know, Greg, some people would automatically assume that because Doncic attracts so much attention that Porzingis would get more wide open looks. But you got to remember, Porzingis missed a full season and was coming off an injury and needed to reacclimate himself to NBA gameplay. So that takes usually a season plus another season before you're all the way back.
Here's George following the basket by Kristaps Porzingis. Will it go? And Leonard gets it to go on the assist by George. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
Yes, and how about the unselfishness? Paul George has no problem sharing the ball.
Passes it to Kleber. Feeds to Richardson. Kleber kicks to Doncic. Back to Kleber. And it's off from three-point range. Clippers trail by 3. Here's Leonard. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field.
And you want more of this from Jackson. The more unselfish he is, the better the team.
Doncic against Jackson. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
I remember when Doncic was first asked, who is your favorite player? And, boy, he did not hesitate. LeBron James.
Hey, Greg, for guys of his generation, that would be the answer for 80 to 90% of them, and with good reason. How about these quotes from Doncic? He said, if I dunk on LeBron, I can retire. But I like this one a little better. He said, LeBron can play in a lot of different positions. I can too. But for me to be like LeBron, I have to work much harder. That's a guy who knows his stuff.
Here's Beverly. After the basket by Willie Cauley-Stein. Beverly the pass to Cousins. Hardaway with the steal. And again, Dallas running up the court in transition. And Cauley-Stein throws it down.
Cauley-Stein, a tremendous athlete and a dynamic finisher.
Brunson against Beverly. 46 seconds left here in the first quarter. Shot clock at 6. No one covering.
And when you leave a man open, Batum finds him. Great feel for the game.
Clock management. This is where they can get a 2 for 1.
And Kevin, every opportunity counts.
Now here's Brunson. No points in the game yet for him. The three for Doncic. Cousins pulls it in. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Dallas. Redick comes in for Luka Doncic. And it's Burke in for Jalen Brunson. Beverly finds Cousins. Back to Beverly. Pass to Kennard. Back to Beverly. Cousins, the pass to Kennard. The putback, a good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Mavericks on top. They're up by 3. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. And
this game, it's...
You know this, it takes time mentally for the game to slow down.
It's a great point. This is why most championship teams are laden with seasoned veterans. You can't rush experience. It happens at its own pace.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And guys, what's your take so far on the Mavs?
Well, they use the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
And, for them, guys, it's all about tempo. Keep the pressure on and do so as much as possible.
On the court for Dallas here in the second, we've got Tim Hardaway Jr. Dwight Powell is out there with Willie Cauley-Stein. Then, what a play! Woo!
A prolific slasher with some serious bounce. Hardaway Jr. Fun to watch.
To the left wing, wide open look. And the Clippers miss again. Mavericks leading by 7. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. And Cauley-Stein with the basket on the assist from Redick. Cauley-Stein's got 8 points.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive. And it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
And stolen by Cauley-Stein. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Mavericks making a switch here. Burks is checked in. The feed now to Hardaway. Dishes it to Powell. Lets the 3 fly. And Tim Hardaway Jr. with the 3. Hardaway has got the lead up to 12 now for the Mavs. George passes to Zubac. To end the run. The shot by George, no good. The Mavericks have gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Hardaway against Zubac. Powell, no one around him. The shot missing. And the Clippers will come the other way. And George, here we go. Here's Morris, and the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to go on Willie Cauley-Stein.
And a guy who's bounced around the league a little. Surprising, given that Morris is a solid shooter and a pretty good defender and rebounder.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Clippers. And Greg, you play with some big personalities. Talk about the best way to manage egos and conflicts in the locker room. That's a very interesting topic.
No doubt about it. Kev, first thing you learn from middle school on, your team is your family. And let's face it, all families have spats, and so do teams. You just learn to never personalize those things. Never leave any stone unturned. Like, don't let things fester. When there are issues, you address them. And if you're not taking things personally, you tend to be able to work through whatever issues you may come in front of.
Good advice. No good from Zubac.
Well, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
Cauley-Stein in the post. He's covered by Leonard. Great D that time from Leonard. Morris finds Jackson. Outside Leonard. 1:41 left in the first half. Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 9-1 run. Burke, the pass to Powell. And pushing it up. Here's Los Angeles. And Kawhi Leonard with the slam.
And that's how they're going to trim this lead. Play tough D, force some turnovers, and then push it in transition.
Brunson kicks to Powell. And the pass to Cauley Stein. Leonard with the steal. 1:06 left in the first half of basketball. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. And foul on the shot. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
And I think when it comes to some of the more difficult calls to make, personal fouls can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology, Greg. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined, Greg, to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Morris with the bucket.
Yeah, I love the court awareness from Kawhi there. Dependable at getting it to his uncovered teammates.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Now here's Burke. Tight defense on him. Here's Powell. And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And with his vertical reach, you expect Cauley Stein to be a factor on the offensive glass.
Here's Leonard. Wide open look here for Zubac. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, back. The first quarter for the Mavericks was fairly even. The largest lead they had was 6. And that.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. It's been one outstanding game from Willie Cauley Stein.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Paul George is out there with Jackson. Then there's DeMarcus Cousins. Then it's Marcus Morris. And it's Leonard in at the small forward. So that's the lineup on the floor for the Clippers. And the wide open shot from Morris. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Morris. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And that's what a team needs when they're trailing. Energy on D.
Doncic feeling it out. Pass to Finney-Smith. The wide open look here for Porzingis. Off target with his 3. And so Cousins will bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 9 points. And that one's good. Leonard's got 11.
Talk about someone who knows all the angles. Kawhi on the interior.
Jackson against Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
And that's terribly demoralizing for a defense, guys. I mean, they know he's going to keep coming and coming and coming, and that they may not have an answer for it.
Outside Leonard. Knocks it loose and stolen by Richardson. The drive by Doncic. He kicks it to Richardson. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. A platoon swap here for the Clippers. The Mavericks also with a sub. Redick is checked in. Pass to Kennard. Pass to Beverly. Richardson with the double team. Kennard for 3. It's good from long range. He has 6.
Love the unselfishness of Beverly. I mean, when he sees his teammate wide open, he quickly gets him the ball.
Doncic outside. Over Rondo. And the Mavericks getting another bucket right there.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
Batum passes to Kennard. Back to Batum. Outside Rondo. The pass to Beverly. 6 to shoot. Tries from 16. And good. Got the friendly bounce off the right side of the rim.
Beverly doing a really nice job squaring up from the mid-range, and he'll make them.
Doncic dishes to Richardson. Outside, Porzingis. It's good. Porzingis has got 10 points.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
Mann passes to Beverly. Outside for Batum. Back to Beverly. Now Porzingis. He's got 10. Doncic right side. Kleba. The Clippers grab the miss. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. Outside for Rondo. Clippers moving the ball around. Kennard for 3. Kleba with the rebound. Mavericks leading by 8. Richardson attacking. And a slam dunk by Richardson.
Well, I like the mindset of Richardson here. Not settling for the jump shot.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Beverly finds Rondo. From deep three-point range. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Richardson with it. He's picked up by Rondo. Doncic passes to Porzingis. It's hauled in by Beverly.
Usually, guys, he's going to knock that one down from there. Proficient at operating in that medium range area.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Doncic against Beverly. Doncic passes to Kleba. Now here's Porzingis. Back to Kleba. And Kleba slams it in.
Porzingis has no problem giving the ball up. This is just the kind of unselfishness you like to see.
Rondo looking over the floor. And that one released in time, but no good. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. The defensive work they've done against Paul George has been a big factor. He hasn't done anywhere near the kind of damage we expected. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the court for the Mavericks, we've got Doncic. J.J. Redick is out there with Dwight Powell. Then there's Cauley Stein. And it's Richardson in at the 2-guard spot. Trey Burks checked in for the Mavericks. George with the ball. Hey, Greg, you played in a different era of NBA defense. When you look at how defense is played now in the league, how do you feel about it?
You know, Kevin, I think the introduction of the zone, by and large, has been great. You get a lot more switching, and I think it brings more skill into the game. Don't get me wrong. I do miss the physicality that we had back in the 90s, but I tell you what, right now, my body wishes I had the opportunity to play in this era.
I bet it does.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
The shot by Reddick, no good. Clippers trail by 14. Morris passes to Leonard. Up high to stuff the alley-oop.
An elite scorer in today's game. Leonard is consistent at staying aggressive on the offensive end.
Leonard with the steal. Jackson with it. He's picked up by Doncic, and it's George finishing it off.
Boy, the high-flying acrobatics of George, something to behold. When he leaves the ground for these alley-oops, you drop your jaw in awe.
Pass to Reddick. Leonard with the steal. And now the Clippers on the break. Here's George. And George with the stuff.
Boy, George has major hops. I mean, this guy just gets up big time for these throwdowns.
And the Mavericks call time here.
Trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Los Angeles. Luke Kennard comes in for Jackson. A different look for Dallas. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin, I heard Rick Carlisle during that last break talking with the team. His key message was, don't get comfortable. Those guys are going to come at us with everything they've got. Let's bring the intensity and stay focused on every possession. Kevin, back to you.
And so they choose to intentionally foul.
Yeah, not sure what that was about. I mean, talk about a brain cramp.
Yeah, yeah, completely a brain fade. I don't know where that came from. Just lost sense of time and the situation.
Zubac finds George. Pass to Cousins. 4 on the shot clock. Here's Kennard. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Mavericks leading by 8. And here's Brunson. Outside, Porzingis. Lays it up off the glass.
You know, Porzingis is a guy who's used to having to fight his way through the defense, and good balance allowed him to do that there.
And George kicks to Zubac. Brunson against George. Kennard for 3. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. George, no good. And for the Mavericks, their shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57%. Porzingis against Zubac. Passes to Marjanovic. A pass to Porzingis. That shot off the mark.
And that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
And, you know, guys, always a tough catch on the lob. Placement and timing have to be close to perfect.
Brunson with it. George picks him up. Here's Porzingis. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And it looks like just playing the last bit of this one out in what should be a nice win here for the Mavericks.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Porzingis.
You look at the energy he brought on both ends of the floor, and it's easy to see why he was a difference maker.
Well, I tell you what, Paul George is so tough on defense. Love the way he gets after people. He's excellent at staying in the play as well as staying in his stance so he can come up with rejections and deflection.
Catching up on the changes for the Clippers. Morris comes in for DeMarcus Cousins, and Reggie Jackson subbed in for Luke Kennard. And Dallas also making a switch. Doncic is checked in. Morris. Great positioning on the putback.
Terrific score there off the miss by Morris. Doesn't get a ton of offensive rebounds, but making that one count.
The three for Doncic. Shot clock reset for Dallas. Fires for three. Offensive rebound. Marjanovic passes to Porzingis. Now Hardaway. The three for Doncic. Some solid defense there from Jackson. Here's Leonard. Porzingis with the block.
Tell you what, Porzingis showing great timing as the anchor of the defense there.
Out of bounds, it'll be Mavericks ball.
Well, that's a moment he'd like to archive. Embarrassing lapse of judgment there.
So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about. Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll And we've got...
Hey, Kevin.
It might indeed, David. Well said. Thank you for that report. Short a rotation play. Nothing that they can't overcome, but it does shrink their margin for error just a bit.
Short a rotation player, nothing they can't overcome, but it does shrink your margin for error just a bit.
The starters for the Portland Trail Blazers. Pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Cantor in at the center position. And for Dallas, Kleber is the 4 with Porzingis in the middle. Josh Richardson out there with Luka Doncic. And it's Finney-Smith in at the 3, the small forward. And so it's the Mavericks getting on the board first. Here's McCollum. They get the rebound. Cantor kicks it out to McCollum. Up again, and Covington stays with it.
I love his work ethic, not to mention his hands. You need both to convert those typicals.
Doncic outside. Pass to Finney-Smith. Out to Doncic. Now here's Porzingis. Porzingis is doubled. Back to Doncic. No good on the triple. The Trailblazers have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Pass to Porzingis. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Porzingis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And how about the vision there from Doncic? Can make the easy pass and also the difficult.
Covington kicks to Lillard. Covington passes to Lillard. Outside Covington. Over Kleber. Almost, but it rolls out. The Mavericks have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Stolen by Cantor. On up the court. And so the ball is out of bounds. Richardson touched it last. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in.
They're struggling here early. 1 for 5 now. The D has them bottled up so far.
Porzingis against Cantor. And Kleber slams it in.
Yeah, just solid work on the back end of that play.
Yep, you're right. Finish hard with 2 hands on that stuff. The Mavericks shooting their first free throw of the game.
Yeah, a year ago, though, Kevin, 78% conversion rate from the free throw line. So that's a nice all-around effort.
Now here's Lillard. That one goes. Count it.
Superb form. Lillard has the mid-range shot on lockdown.
Doncic outside. Shoots over Lillard. Doncic, no good.
Their movement is good, and they get the ball into the right hand. Now, usually he drops those in between jumpers.
Covington finds Powell. And some nice ball movement here by the Trailblazers. Covington passes to McCollum. 6 on the shot clock. To the middle. Here's Cantor. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Greg, as a point guard, what is it you like to see from that position on the floor?
I think first and foremost, leadership. It's so valuable at that spot. And, you know, you always got to have your head high because your teammates are feeding off what you put forth in terms of your body language and enthusiasm. So, you know, the typical stuff about organizing the offense and setting the tone on the defensive end, that stuff's important as well. But so much of how you carry yourself out on the floor when you deal with adversity and you know that you're going to, it is really paramount.
Powell, he's checked in for Dallas. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Nurkic checked in for Portland. Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. Richardson against McCollum.
I think McCollum's mechanics and mindset really come into play in the mid-range game. He's deadly from that area.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Mavericks. And we have an intentional foul there, G.A. Wish I could say why.
That one's pretty strange. I mean, no idea what got into his head right there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for Porzingis. Redick comes in for Josh Richardson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Luka Doncic. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Cantor checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Harry Giles comes in for Norman Powell. Jones checked in for C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in for Lillard. And there's the pass to Simons. Giles in the corner. Off the left rim and out.
The defense with no impact at all. Just didn't have the feel for his jump shot.
Hardaway kicks to Brunson. Gets a hand on it, controls the rebound, and puts it back up and in.
Oh, smooth. Guys, very good job getting himself in close enough that he could just tip it back in.
Well said. Those kind of plays in the offensive glass can tell the story sometimes, can't they? Now here's Anthony. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. It's good on the putback.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Brunson with it. Hardaway passes to Brunson. From the arc. They get it back. So at the end of one quarter of play, still a close game. Mavericks ahead. Lead. And we hope you're enjoying the game. Both teams tonight keeping things pretty even so far on the scoreboard. And guys, what's your take on the Mavericks so far?
Just a terrific first quarter, sparked really by their unselfishness.
Oh, yeah. Love the ball movement so far. Everything clicking at the offensive end.
On the court for the Trailblazers, Anthony is out there with Giles. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in at the point. To the inside, reverses Cauley Stein. That one, no good. Great D that time from Nurkic. Here's Jones. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet. Jones has got the lead up to 1 now for the Trailblazers. Brunson finds Burke. Powell with it. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Powell's got 6.
Man, he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Here's Simons, guarded by Hardaway. Here's Jones. Chalk up 2 there. Jones has got his second basket.
Oh, no hesitation to get it to the rim. He uses his height advantage to convert the easy one.
Powell inside. He's got 6. Hardaway against Anthony. Hardaway dishes to Cauley Stein. Passes it to Brunson. Back to Cauley Stein. Dallas needs to get off a shot. And he comes up with the deuce.
He has such a strong presence inside. Cauley Stein can be a hard man to defend in the painted area.
Jones looking for an opening. Over to the left wing. It's Jones on the wing. A 3 ball. He can't get that one. Now the Mavericks take it the other way. He lobs it up.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Trailblazers trail by 3. Outside, Jones. Down low, Nurkic. A shake. And that comes off the assist by Jones. Nurkic has got his first 2 points.
And the touch Nurkic has inside. I mean, I love seeing him be aggressive and look to get his shot from there.
So the wing on the left. Burke, the pass to Cauley Stein. He kicks it to Powell. Nurkic with the block.
Oh, this is the impact Nurkic makes on the defensive end. Effective at reaching out and stifling shooters.
Guys back and forth this first half.
And this could continue to go back and forth the entire way.
Now Burke still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Powell finds Burke. pass to Cauley Stein. Back to Burke. It's stolen by Anthony. Here's Simons, and he drops in the layup off the glass. And now a 3-point Portland lead.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance. And last year showed that there's still a place in the NBA for a guy like Melo, mostly a mid-range shooter in the league that has turned away from that. But buckets are buckets, and Melo can still light it up.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis, he's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Dwight Powell. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Hardaway. And Doncic is subbed in for Jalen Brunson. A three from McCollum. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. And the Trailblazers lead by 3.
And good luck trying to keep Nurkic off the glass. I mean, using his brute strength well on the offensive boards.
Here's Doncic. And the rebound by Nurkic.
That's a shot they're always happy to get, even when he blows the finish.
Inside. Powell dishes to Covington. Nobody near Nurkic. It's rebounded by Doncic. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. He's just scored his first basket with that shot, making him 1 for 4.
And with good length and athleticism, Doncic not only gets to the rim, but boy, can he finish.
And a wide open look for McCollum. Good. Great play by Lillard to set it up. McCollum's got 5 now.
A much better quarter for them shooting the ball.
Up top, Doncic. Covered by Lillard. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And so confident. Even amongst the trees, Doncic is fantastic at forcing the issue close to the rim.
So he gets them both. We've got 13 seconds left in the second quarter.
Come get it, come get it.
To the paint. Covington with the bucket. Covington's got the lead up to 4 now for Portland.
He creates so much offense. I mean, Lillard puts intense pressure on the defense to react.
So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back. And he doesn't get talked about that much, but Yusuf Nurkic, big part. Thanks for joining us.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. It's been quite a game for Porzingis.
The way he was able to finish on the block was incredible there in that first half.
Bringing the physicality. I mean, they kept working it to him, and he kept delivering.
Doncic out there with Josh Richardson. And there's Porzingis. Then there's Marjanovic. And it's Finney-Smith into the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Lillard against Doncic. Pass to Marjanovic. Right side, Porzingis. Marjanovic down low. Defended by Covington. And Marjanovic with the slam.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Lillard against Doncic. Lillard attacking. Covington wide open. He fires. No good on the 3.
Slow to get warm after the break. 0 for 3 now. Maybe they need an early timeout. It's just to try to settle things down.
Nurkic checked in for Robert Covington. Now, here's Doncic. Greg, I think of you in a New York Knicks uniform, legendary arena you played in. What was that experience like?
Kevin, intense. I remember the first time I suited up in a preseason game. We played the Dallas Mavericks. Both teams went up and down the court 3 times and nobody scored, and the fans started booing. And that's when I knew this is a little bit different. You better bring your A game.
And thicker skin, correct?
That too, yeah. Fortunately, there was no social media or internet back then. Goodness gracious.
Mavericks have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Lillard against Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Has the vertical needed to dunk it. Doncic showing off the power and flair that he possesses.
Lillard attacking, and the shot goes in. Lillard's got the game tied up here for the Trailblazers.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Here's Doncic, and Doncic throws it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
This is why they go to him. When the game is tight, he ups his intensity level.
Lillard, the vast canner, kicks it out to McCollum, and he gets the whistle for the 3-second call.
Last thing they want to be doing right now is giving away possessions. I mean, turnovers can kill you in this kind of game.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Marjanovic. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Doncic. And then for the Trailblazers, Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Yusuf Nurkic. Derek Jones comes in for Norman Powell. And it's Simons in for Damian Lillard. And Jones with the stuff.
Great teamwork punctuated by a strong finish.
Perfect example of how to run the break the right way and get a great look.
Hardaway finds Kleber. Right side Porzingis. And Cantor pulls it down. The Trailblazers shooting about 59% from the floor offensively. They've been running without a hitch.
Well, Melo made his way back into the league last season. He was immediately a heavy minutes player for the Blazers. Looked good as a third scoring option for the team.
Here's Porzingis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And with Melo not having to bear so much of the scoring load, I think was good for him.
Yeah, especially since he took about a year off from playing. Melo had to take a long look in the mirror about how he can help teams win during his absence. But he clearly has something left to offer.
Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Giles checked in for Portland.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
And yes, it's good. Porzingis has got 11 points.
Such a consistent night for him from the field. Whenever they've needed it, he's been their safety valve.
Here's Simons. Richardson covering. Simons, the pass to Giles. And he jams it with authority.
And he's an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
He is, and he picks the simple one-hand stuff to get the 2 points. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Hardaway with the bounce pass. Cauley Stein in the post. Portland grabs the miss. Giles has got his 4th rebound in this one. Back to Anthony. The pass to Giles. Jones, that's for 2, and the last second attempt does not go in for him.
Solid at contesting shots. Redick really is developing.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. It's Dallas leading by a point. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And he's always been the favorite to bag this honor. These kind of feeds are his bread and butter.
Control the pace. Get it to the right guy at the right time. These requirements top the list if you're a good point guard.
Well, what a terrific game it's been so far, with this 4th quarter sure to bring more pressure-packed basketball. And on the floor for Portland here in the 4th, Giles is out there with Anthony. Then there's Derek Jones. Then there's Yusuf Nurkic, and it's Simons in at the point guard position. It's been a tight one so far. Very close game.
And matchups, it's really what it's all about, and these two teams are really equal.
Dallas calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
Yeah, I like the chess match that's going on here. Each team trying to find and exploit the favorable matchup on the floor.
A different look for Dallas. Marjanovic checked in for Dwight Powell. Trey Burke comes in for J.J. Redick. And Luka Doncic subbed in for Jalen Brunson. And then for the Trailblazers, McCollum comes in for Derek Jones. And Lillard subbed in for Anthony Simons. It's a chance now to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. And he's pushing them to empty the tank. He said, I know you're tired and it's been a tough game, but we can't hold back. If you're tired, come out. Otherwise, I want you full speed, guys.
Cutting into that deficit now, well within striking distance.
Yeah, just trying to keep the momentum now, and that's easier said than done.
Down low, back to Hardaway, passes it to Marjanovic. Always Stein in the post, Anthony on him. An intentional foul committed, but for what purpose, Greg, I'm not sure.
A scene of confusion right there. I can't imagine why he thought it was a good idea to foul there.
He's been a different player since halftime, coming on strong now.
And here's Lillard. He brings it up for the Portland Trailblazers. It's a one-point game. And it's McCollum off the drive. Nurkic. It's rebounded by Dallas. A little over a minute and a half of the fourth quarter gone now. And Doncic throws it down.
And when you want Doncic, he's one of those guys who kind of just slithers around until he finds an opening, and then bam.
Lillard dishes to Nurkic, and the officials call him for a 3-second violation. A different look for Dallas. Porzingis is checked in for Cauley-Stein. Maxi Kleber comes in for Marjanovic. And Dorian Finney-Smith subbed in for Burke. And then for the Trailblazers, Robert Covington's checked in for Harry Giles. And Norman Powell subbed in for Carmelo Anthony. Doncic against Lillard. Doncic kicks to Kleber. Took the opportunity when he saw it. Kleber's got the lead up to 5 now for the Mavs.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And Damian Lillard throws it down hard.
It's easy to forget about Lillard's hops. I mean, this guy has some sick dunks up his sleeve.
And it's sent back by Lillard. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis. Trailblazers trail by 5. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. And the second chance effort by McCollum.
Gotta like how calm McCollum is. Even in big parts of the game, you can depend on him to step his game up.
Doncic against Lillard. Now here's Doncic. Not a lot of room. Basket number 8 for him on 13 tries. That's 62% so far.
How about the poise from Doncic right there? He ups the ante when it's a critical possession here in the game.
Lillard, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
That's why you give Lillard the rock. When it's an important possession, you know he's going to rise to the occasion.
Josh Richardson's checked in for Dallas. And Portland with a change here too. Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Lillard no good on the free throw. Mavericks leading by 3. And Doncic.
See that?
And it just seems when Doncic turns it on, it's a sight to see. Incredible at scoring in a variety of ways.
Lillard from outside. Kleber with the rebound. The Mavericks have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. Here's Porzingis. Count that one as his 7th make in 8 attempts. A scorching 88%.
Oh, yeah, high IQ basketball from Richardson. Values the easy assist over a risky shot.
Cullen passes to Cantor. Now Covington. Kleba defending. So the first one drops, and that trims the lead to 6.
You know, this is the type of guy I like, from undrafted to a quality role player. I mean, he has heart. He's gotten better every year. Covington adds a lot to this team. He can let that thing fly, too. He's a fearless shooter.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Marjanovic comes in for Maxi Kleba, and it's Jalen Brunson in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Trailblazers have gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. Here's Covington, shakes him. Yes! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
An absolute baller. When the game is up for grabs, Covington wants to be the guy to take it.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Yeah, the versatility and competitive fire of Doncic is impressive. You can just tell this kid loves to play the game.
Lillard dishes to Cantor. Feeds it to Covington. The rebound by Marjanovic. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, shot A comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
No good from 11 feet. To the inside. Money!
And Leonard is known for being a clutch shooter. He's the guy they go to. He's the guy they believe in.
So a close game sees Dallas taking it. All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it.
to see which side is able to remain more effective.
Here are the 5 for the Clippers. Ivica Zubac is out there with Marcus Morris. Then it's Paul George. Then there's Kawhi Leonard. And it's Jackson in at the point. And for Portland, pairing up in the backcourt, Lillard and McCollum. Robert Covington out there with Nurkic. And it's Powell in at the 3. Rebound by the Trailblazers.
Yeah, and that was lining up to be a huge alley-oop, but they just couldn't quite connect.
Yeah, you can see when it's that close, players reacting. Just, oh, man, we just missed that one. Maybe they'll get another chance at it.
Now, here is Morris. After the miss from Damian Lillard, Morris. Rebound by Nurkic. Plenty of experience, Greg, on the floor tonight. How does that shape what we're about to see, do you think?
You know, Kevin, this is one of those games where guys are going to be smart out on the floor. They're going to be in the right positions to make plays. And honestly, this could come down to who makes the bigger, tougher shots.
So the Portland Trailblazers able to put the first points up on the board. Morris with the bucket.
Yeah, we love when great offensive players get in a scoring rhythm, but Paul George right now in a great passing rhythm tonight.
Lillard against Morris. Lillard with the bucket.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Out of bounds, Portland takes possession. The Trailblazers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Pass to Nurkic. Shoots over Zubac. And Nurkic with the basket on the assist by Lillard.
Well, the team set up Nurkic so well there. He had plenty of space. Calm and collecting.
Jackson kicks to Zubac. Pass to Morris. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
An efficient score inside. Morris can beat you with a variety of moves.
McCollum feeling it out a bit. It's Covington on the wing. Defended by George. Covington passes to Nurkic. Stolen by George. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Enes Kanter's checked in for Portland. Carmelo Anthony comes in for Robert Covington. The Clippers also making some changes. DeMarcus Cousins is checked in for Zubac. Batum comes in for Marcus Morris. Rajon Rondo is subbed in for Jackson. And oh, here we go. McCollum's got it. The fast break chance. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Melo has to be in position for plays like that. That time, perfect position.
Rondo dishes to Batum. Powell against Leonard. Pulls up on the elbow. And that one comes up a bit short.
Well, that mid-range, Jay, usually pretty much on the money. Maybe the timing just a little bit off on that one.
And McCollum has done a lot to improve his impact on the defensive end. Very active with his hands and how he challenges shots.
Well, the blocks numbers last year jumped up a bit. That's kind of a nice indicator of what you're talking about, GA. And he just doesn't get tired. And if he can give some more on the defensive end like he's shown, it's going to help out the team.
Now, here's Lillard.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Rondo kicks to Leonard from past the arc. And again, it's the Clippers missing. The Trailblazers on offense. They're on a 12-4 run. And here's McCollum for 3. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard. Lillard's got his 4th assist in this one. Now George. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Rondo against Lillard. Shot clock at 6. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And DeMarcus Cousins enjoys these and one opportunities. Feels like he can overpower just about anything that the defense is going to throw at him.
Here's what the Clippers are going with right now. Man's checked in, and it's Kennard in for Paul George. Here's Simons. 29 seconds left to play in the first quarter. And there's the 3-second call, this one on the defense. The Trailblazers shooting their first free throw this game.
And as a team, excellent. A season ago, about 80% when they got to the line.
Melo's still bringing the passion to the floor. No matter what's going on around, he's still going to be a gamer.
Now here's Beverly after Enes Kanter's miss. Back to Beverly. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation. .15 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Jones, the pass to Anthony. Here's Kanter. Now the pass to Anthony. And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Kanter.
I know people can't see you, but you're doing what I'm doing, scratching your head to that turnover.
And so it's the Portland Trailblazers in control with a 9-point lead to end the quarter. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. What stands out to you guys from the Trailblazers so far in this one?
Well, they used the fast break to generate some easy buckets before the defense could get set.
Yeah, they did a great job. Just the initial thrust of that attack, as soon as they got the ball, constantly in transition.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade as the second quarter gets going. On the court right now for the Trailblazers, they've got Jones. Enes Kanter is out there with Anthony. Then there's C.J. McCollum. And it's Simons in at the point guard. Now, here's Kennard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. He kicks it to Beverly. Swiped away. And there's the foul to try to stop the break, and that'll be a clear path to the basket. 2 free throws coming up, and they'll retain possession. The Trailblazers shooting their second and third free throws tonight. Greg, 11 years for you in the NBA. You had to have some favorite players that you played besides and with.
You know, it's a great call, and there were a ton of them. A few guys, though, Wilson. Gary Payton, I got a chance to play with Gary for a year and have known him. We used to go at it in high school, and it's really about his personality. This is a guy that constant chatter, practice on the court. That's what fed his confidence. Charles Oakley, another guy, he would run through a wall or through you to win a game. And then Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
And the foul called on Kawhi Leonard. That is his first foul of the game. Portland leading by 11 and keeping us updated from the sideline. Let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. The NBA continues to build international academies to develop prospects from other countries. Already, academy graduates are playing Division I college basketball. Before long, NBA players should start emerging from that pipeline. The league continues to reach out to find overlooked youngsters who have a gift and give them the opportunity. Guys?
Outstanding, David. Thank you.
Yeah, you don't see many of these opportunities for this team, but Kawhi, one guy who can get up there and get it done.
Anthony finds McCollum, the 15-footer. Kanter poked away. And here's Cousins. He'll bring it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. They trail by 7. Trailblazers have gotten off to a rough start here in the second quarter, going just 1 for 5. Leonard with the steal. Beverly against Kanter, taken away by Anthony. And a wide open look for McCollum. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Wow, he really stopped short on that one. The poise, the body control of McCollum, especially evident there when he pulls up.
And Cousins kicks to Batum. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. That's on Enes Kanter.
And I like the fact that the defense is looking to protect the rim at all costs.
So Portland ends up going with the new group. And then for Los Angeles, Marcus Morris is checked in for Batum. Paul George comes in for Kawhi Leonard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Patrick Beverley. Passes to Covington. Now Nurkic. Back to Covington. Cousins pulls it in. Cousins has got his 4th rebound in this one. In the corner, George with it. Powell with the steal. Kicks it out to Lillard. No good from outside.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Kennard the pass to Morris. That one misses. Some solid defense from Lillard. Pass to Powell. And the dunk by Powell.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Outside Jackson. Kicks it to Morris. And Morris throws it down.
That's the efficiency you want to see from Jackson, using his poise and vision to make a play.
Powell the pass to Lillard. Portland moving the ball around. Out of bounds, the Clippers take possession.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Little, he's checked in for the Trailblazers. And here's George. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Mann, guarded by Powell.
At 7 feet tall, Nurkic, not easy to get around. That time throws that one away.
It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Great timing there. Paul George rising up, collecting the ball, and throwing it down.
Powell finds Lillard. Covington with it. Lillard outside. Portland again missing. And here's George for 3. Morris passes to Zubac. And here's George for 3. A putback and the second chance effort by Jackson. Jackson's got his first bucket in this one.
Love the determination he showed there, getting himself into good position.
Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of basketball following.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, well, Portland was looking great right away. Their exceptional focus and all-around execution. And
after a fairly even first couple of quarters, the second half could turn out to be a great one as both teams try to gain an edge. Clippers trail by 3. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Marcus Morris is out there with Kawhi Leonard. Then it's Ivica Zubac. Then there's Jackson, and it's George in at the 2-guard spot. Outside for Jackson. Back to Leonard. For the tie. That one doesn't go.
Well, even though he misses that one, the defense has got to talk about that. And that's a bad miscue, and you can't give up looks like that all game long.
Not the kind of aggressive defense they need to cut into the lead.
Yeah, you have to protect the rim, Greg, a little better.
Good job to recognize the opportunity. That's just very solid offense.
Jackson passes to George. He dishes it to Morris. And he gets the bucket.
And dangerous in that catch-and-shoot game. In fact, anytime Morris can square up, he's a lot more consistent.
It's Powell on the wing. Jacks up a 3. Rebound by the Clippers. To the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. And Nurkic gets it to go. Nurkic has got 6.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible. Jackson kicks to Leonard.
It's over Powell. Leonard, no luck. Trailblazers leading by 5. Ring shot on the way. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls. 7 points in the game.
And not wasting any time here, kicking their offense right back into gear. That's 3 of 4 from the field.
2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. Catching up on the changes for Los Angeles. Luke Kennard comes in for George. And it's Jackson in for Patrick Beverly. Jackson passes to Batum. And it's Cousins with the foul. That's his first foul. Zubac is checked in for DeMarcus Cousins. And it's Jones with the ball for the Trailblazers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Looking for Anthony and gets it there. And it's a defensive 3-second violation. For Portland, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5. And the technical free throw is good.
The 2013 draft comes up, and the 10th pick is announced as C.J. McCollum out of Lehigh. And a lot of people said, who is this guy? Not a lot of people say that now. I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him. I think that one's all on him. Just a flat-out miss.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Trailblazers leading by 8. Anthony, the pass to Jones. Good ball movement here by the Trailblazers. To the paint, here's Cantor. Anthony right side. 5 to shoot. Stolen by Zubac. Kennard finds Jackson. Here's Batum. Zubac the pass to Batum. Here's Anthony. And he banks in the layup. Anthony's got 7.
There's no stopping Melo there. Too strong for any kind of defense. It's going to take a bit more than that.
Outside Jackson. The feed to Batum. Jackson passes to Batum. Taken away by Anthony. And he's going to get whistled for that foul, G. That was intentional, but not exactly logical.
How about pointless to foul there? I mean, I don't know where his head is, but it's not in the game.
Damian Lillard's checked in for Portland. And the Clippers with a change here, too. Leonard's checked in. Simons, the pass to Anthony. 2 points. That one goes. Anthony's got the lead up to 12 now for Portland.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
They need this, and scoring with the play inside is Leonard. 8 points for him.
That's Kawhi pushing the action all by himself there, attacking inside and starting to take charge.
Lillard scanning the floor. Offensive rebound, and staying with the play, Anthony.
And this has been a great job of just getting into the middle of that defense and really scoring effectively from the paint.
And Batum kicks to Kennard. Back to Batum. Nice move, and it's sent back by Lillard. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Batum. Rajon Rondo is checked in for the Clippers. 30 seconds left in the third. Back to Lillard. No one near him. No good off the back of the rim. Clippers trail by 12. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Well, the defender leaning just a little. Kawhi recognizes it, pulls up for the easy one.
Lillard attacking. Over Batum. It's deflected. Leonard, that's for 2. And the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him. And so it's the Portland Trail Blazers with a... And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Trailblazers leading by 10. The high-powered backcourt pair, Lillard and McCollum. Norman Powell is out there with Robert Covington, and it's Nurkic in at the 5. That's the group on the floor for Portland. And for the Clippers, they're shooting around 40% from the floor here. Inside, Cousins. No good there, and that would have cut it to single digits. And it's Cousins with the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Clippers making a change here. Patterson's checked in. Pass to Powell. And he lays it straight in. And the Trailblazers lead by 12.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
George with the bucket.
Paul George finding some ways now to be effective on the inside.
And for Portland, they're shooting at 46%, making some buckets. And the shot goes in.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
That's one that the coaches will watch tomorrow with that player. You hate to see him give up in that situation.
Patterson dishes to Cousins. Patterson passes to Cousins. Shoots over Nurkic. Here's Morris. And it's Portland with the rebound. Nurkic has got 4 rebounds in this game. A 3 from McCollum. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Clippers trail by 14. Here's Rondo. Dishes to Cousins. George looking around. Doesn't go for him. Now the Trailblazers take it the other way. It's stolen by Morris. To the inside. And he lays in the alley-oop.
I mean, with just how dominant he can be scoring inside and outside, to have that kind of vision, wow, what a complete center.
Cullen passes to Nurkic. Left side, Covington. Three-pointer, Lillard. Morris with the rebound. Morris has got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Here's Patterson. Good. And it's Cousins picking up the assist.
Well, Patterson usually on the perimeter. This time down on the inside, doing a little bit of damage.
Lillard against Rondo. And it's Lillard missing. And it's Rondo with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. It's a 10-point game. And Cousins kicks to George. Over McCollum. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
And Paul George in the mid-range area, just dominating that possession.
Portland's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Lillard dishes to McCollum. Back to Lillard. Trailblazers moving the ball around. Nurkic finds McCollum. The Trailblazers rebound. Lillard, right side. Over Rondo. Tries again. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Well, there the defender tries to get up in the early jump position. Unfortunately for him, Lillard saw it coming.
Cantor checked in for Nurkic. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the 4th. Rondo passes to Zubac. McCollum against George. The pass to Okuru. Leonard looking over the floor. Just 5 to shoot. Here's George. It's blocked.
That's good footwork from the big man as Cantor aware defensively to get to that one.
Guys, I think this is a game they have to feel good about as we wind through the final moments here in what looks to be a solid win for Portland.
Fewer miscues made the difference.
I mean, a great all-around effort. Not only did they minimize their turnovers, but kept the pressure up on D, forcing the other team to commit turnovers.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Damian Lillard.
He was everywhere, defensively, offensively. The effort we saw from him tonight, I think, was the difference.
The Trailblazers making a switch here. Simons is checked in. Powell against George. Powell, the pass to Simons. Now Cantor. And here is Powell. Passes it to McCollum. Cantor with it. Pass to McCollum. Launches it. He's off on that one. Great D that time from Leonard.
Guys, let's just go ahead and call this one. It's over.
You want to keep expending energy, or do you want to start thinking about the next one? Well, your best players want to take on the burden come clutch time, and Paul George carrying the weight right now.
Powell, no one around him. Cortland again missing. And now the fast break. George with the ball.
Oh, man. Fans love that. Listen to that. I love that sound in the arena. Well, not only looking at Paul George get up, look at the guys on the bench loving it from PG.
And you can see he just didn't get squared up with his feet.
Good on the first, and that puts them up by 5. And he is unable to get the second one. So the Trailblazers win it. It was a thick. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks.